here's a match in the Matilda 4. Now this thing gets a bad rap from a lot of people, but it's actually quite a good tier 5 premium tank if you know what you're doing and if you're inclined to carry a bit of gold. The gun has rather bad pen, so on paper it doesn't look like a very good gun, but the thing that you can't see on paper is the fact that this gun has gun handling more appropriate for a T62. Moving and firing is the order of the day in this thing. It's also quite well armoured for a medium tank. It has preferential matchmaking, so with gold ammo there's rarely anything you can't actually pen in a match. It's not very fast, obviously it's a Matilda, but it's not bad. It gets where it needs to go, usually. So, as you can see, the KV-220 is actually outpacing me, but I suspect that's because there's a bit of a slope, so he had to run up. Typing, so I managed to drive myself into a rock and lose all that pent-up speed I had. It actually reaches its top speed quite fast, probably because its top speed is so low. Now, the unfortunate side effect of this is sometimes you just don't get to the front in time to have an effect. You need a team that's just melty enough that you can get to the action in time to get some shots in, but you need a team that's not melty enough to lose the game. With that said, I used to play this thing a lot when I was quite bad at the game, and I had a 58% win rate on it from a mix of solo pub and platooning with other friends who were in the 50% sort of range. So it's clearly not a bad tank, it can definitely swing a match. You can see we're losing quite badly here. Squid Flakes and Az head back to cap. For now, I'd press on in town, simply because I don't trust the two shitters I've got over here with me. That guy suicides into my gun. I have no idea what he was thinking. Well, probably nothing, but I digress. I roll around the corner, see what's here, and oh look, a toaster. I try and angle a bit. You can see me just machine gunning him down. Unfortunately, he does get a shot into me, and that 88 really hurts at tier 5. If that thing wasn't so huge and weakly armoured, it would be overpowered as shit. That gun is just unfair. The KV-1 isn't paying attention and lets me get around him. I managed to track him, which allows me to outpace his gun traverse, thankfully, otherwise he'd probably finish me off in 2 shots. And then I just sit behind him pouring shots into this weak spot. The 76mm gun has a fair amount of trouble dealing with KVs unless you can get around beside or behind them. I turned to head back here, but Az and Squid Flakes assured me over TeamSpeak they've got base covered and they can hold out. So I tell them good luck and off I go to clear out the east side of the map. The other good function about me actually not going back to help them is that by moving this way I'm clearing out anything that could potentially move to get flank shots on them, which is really the big danger against the KV-220. Pair of shells into the Martyr 2 through the wall. One of Auto Aim's handy uses, the other one being shooting people around corners before you can actually see around the corner. Fire a quick shot to finish him off. You can see the gun handling on this tank is quite ridiculous for this tier. I think it's the best gun handling in tier 5. If not the best, then it's certainly up there. So now the enemy are down to just 2 tanks, a Churchill, which is about to get mobbed by Az and Squid Flakes, and Artie, a Sexton, which I'm looking for. See me sweeping my view from side to side, just trying to get myself pre-aimed at the most common Artie hiding spots, because I don't want to get shotgunned, and there we go. He misses. And that is game. Top Gun. 1450 damage, not the best, but it's not bad for tier 5. I did take one big hit off that toaster. The toaster is probably the most dangerous thing in tier 5 simply because it has fully upgraded. It's like a fucking tier 8 gun or something fucking ridiculous, absolutely absurd. Like its gun is actually a tier higher than the tank's matchmaking, which is just blows my mind. Against most tier 5 tanks, especially if they're not fully upgraded, the Matilda will actually bounce a lot of things, particularly if you side scrape or angle or just abuse its armor. It also has decent gun depression. I don't know what the gun depression is for the 76mm gun, the Soviet Lend-Lease version that I played this match in, but I'd imagine it's still pretty good. I know the British Matilda with the 2-pounder has like fucking 20 degrees of depression in real life, and in-game it has 15 or something. But it's a solid tank. Its main weakness is just its speed. You have to really figure beforehand where you want to position and hope that it's the right choice.